I was able to do some pretty good running around the track last. I did 3 mile repeats, all in under 8 minutes. One of them was a 650, so I was very pleased with that. Was gonna wake up and do a crazy long run today, 22 miles, but then kind of slept in. It's like, well, probably better to be safe than sorry. Could go for it, but yeah, I also got to respect, the flow of things. So I'm going to be catching the train today, which is cool. And I don't know. I mean, there's genuinely a lot of things that I feel kind of stressed about right now. But what comes to mind is this thought I've had for a while. And it's to give the best influences on you your best attention. If you really do that, then your brain is going to have a lot of the thoughts that it needs, get in the right direction. I think in a tough moment, we can turn to God or we can turn to something that's helpful for us. But it's doing that consistently and giving it your best attention. That means like your highest focus and your highest amount, like quantity of attention. So I think today is day 4 of 365 days of live streams. So that's cool. I don't know. My brain's just really buzzing today. Like there's a lot going on up there. And it's kind of frustrating because a lot of it's just noise and I would like for things to be simpler. A lot of it is like, yeah, you haven't figured out how to sell your apartment yet. Blah, blah, blah. You have to do all these other things, blah, blah, blah. This person hasn't gotten back to you, blah, blah, blah. But it comes back to something I've been really trying to focus more on. It's just inputs rather than outcomes. So, I mean, with doing door-to-door sales, there'll be days where I don't make as much, and it'll be important to be, keep a good attitude with it. And at the same time, there's things that you promise yourself you do. So you gotta be willing to do some of that stuff. I've committed to really try and do this 365 days of these. I did not commit to doing 2 a day. 2 a day would be a lot. I've done 2 live streams in a day before. It's kind of a lot because like one of them would obviously be more attended than the other one, which is kind of nice. But then you realize like there's a lot better things I can do. Like with 30 minutes of time, you can get a lot done. So yeah, we're just kind of keeping it to the 1 a day. So if you make it, you make it. If you don't, I mean, you can always go back and rewatch if you'd like. Any support is obviously appreciated. It's very kind of people. But yeah, we're just heading out today. Going to see what's in store. I slept a lot better last night because I went to sleep before midnight. So that was good. I did some reading. And yeah, it was pretty good. But nothing spectacular happened. I mean, that's usually how good behavior looks. Nothing really crazy happens. You're just like, well, good job. You didn't die again. Good job. Do that again tomorrow. But the benefits of the good behavior usually doesn't show itself until later. So, like, you might be able to get away with it for a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, all good outcomes takes time to actually show. Can't expect anything to happen fast. So, but yeah, my head's definitely buzzing. I would really like to have some kind of miracle or breakthrough happen right now. But I was trying to get some writing done earlier today. It was really tough to focus. Partly because I knew my roommate was in the other room doing whatever he's doing. Partly because I knew I needed to catch the train today. Partly because we're running out of time. Things outside of my control. It's tough when I've experienced this a number of times, several times, where you've wasted a fair amount of time, and then now you actually want to do the thing. You actually want to have the growth and experiences, but you've lost so much of the time, it's difficult to get even started. It's tough to even be present. And then you're just kind of kicking yourself a little bit. But I don't know. God knows my heart. He knows what I'm willing to do for him, but it's frustrating when certain things just don't happen.
If you see something, say something.
And
to contact UTA police, call 287.
You have to do what you got to do, man, at the end of the day. So it's just a blink of an eye, a moment. So I'm proud of yesterday, because yesterday I went from, not really doing that much to, okay, let's just not get a 0. Anything above 0 compounds. So that was good. Got a couple things done. And then had that really good run last night. Some really good sprints. So that was good. Today, I'm like, okay, I know that I need to get some people, send some emails so I can get some.
All passengers, all skateboards, scooters, and bikes should be walked until you have exited the platform.
I need to find.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's like, should I finish it here? Is that voice gonna be constant enough that?
Look, listen.
It's like, do I want to move from this spot? Not really. I also think about the thought that great power comes great responsibility. So if God's given you a lot of things, he's going to give you help to accomplish it. A lot of it, like keeping your focus on him. He's the best influence over your life. He's actually going to help you get to breakthroughs, get to the people you need to meet. It talks about in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him. He shall direct thy paths. You got to trust him with all your heart. That's tough. Yeah, Metron said amen. Yep. So, yeah. I'd really like to have some breakthroughs today. I'd like to have something happen to make things easier on myself. But at the very least, to make things easier on myself, we can get done what I need to get done at a very basic level. So, but like the last couple of days, I've been pretty good about like tracking, like, okay, I did this many steps, I did this thing, and like that's not going to change the world. That's not going to change my world per se immediately, but it will help me develop a system and a habit of showing up. So I got to work yesterday, and I got there later than I wanted to. But then when I walked in, I was gonna mix up a soda, and I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? Just because I did this yesterday doesn't mean I have to do it today. So like, we make habits so quickly. But I don't know, man. There's things that are worth like really trying to figure out and worth like doing well, and then there's some things that's like, it's okay. I mean, I would have loved to get my newsletter out yesterday or this morning, but I wasn't going to force it, and gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, considering like what has like your undivided attention, right? If there's something that you're putting above God, that's obviously not good. So, but we're doing what we can here. We're doing what we can. Probably heading to Chicago in like a week, so that's a little crazy. We got to get the plane ticket. We got to get a lot of things. I genuinely don't know how it's gonna work out. It's funny too, because when you're like, all right, God, like you knew that I'd be in this position where there's a lot that needs to happen in a short period of time, and I haven't been the most proactive about it. And he's always brought me through. But it comes from focusing on him. It comes from like when you're feeling stressed and tempted, you turn to him instead of something else. It can even be something good. It's like, well, you got to give God your best attention, because he's the one that's actually going to bring you through, give you the best possible outcome. It may not be the outcome you even want, right? Sometimes you pray, God's like, all right, well, You want the best outcome. The best outcome is that this person gets yeeted out of your life forever. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And you got to respect that. He knows what's going on. And I've also been learning a lot about the power of showing up. There's a lot of power in simply showing up. It's what we're kind of doing today, even though there's a lot going on in my brain for real. There's a part of me that just wants to just skip ahead. But I don't know. You gotta be intentional with your choices, and like if you don't get it done, like you're not gonna magically have more time show up. Like you have to make good use of the time you have. But you know, God has compassion on weakness. He's willing to help out and take you somewhere higher. So, but it is going to take the trust in him. It's going to take saying no to what's not worth your time, not worth your energy. And we've already seen it plenty of times where something happens and, you know, we can be objects or not. It's not wise to be an object. It's better to be intentional. All right, we got like 5 minutes before we jumped in again.
You have exited the platform. Thank you.
So, but today is day 4 or 2, 4. That's 2. That's 4. Day 4 of 365 days of live streams. So that's something. Yeah, I see doing this as like it can help with the growth. But I'm not in California now. But yeah. It's going to take time. You have to give the best influences on you your best possible attention. Like if you're a person of faith, well then make sure you're spending a lot of time in the scriptures. When I say a lot of time, I mean like a lot, like thinking about it, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of scriptures that talk about just thinking about the scriptures is super powerful. But yeah, sometimes God's blessings are not at all what you wanted. It's like you prayed for this huge breakthrough and you have some random person show up in your life that helps you along instead. It doesn't like change the game like you were wanting to. But you keep making good choices, like things are going to work out in your favor. So it just takes time. There's power in consistency. Yeah. Like I planned out today, but like with sleeping in, like the plan was already kind of shafted a little bit. But we can still get this done today. And yeah. It's humbling stuff, but like that's really what it comes down to. Because especially like when you really need direction, if you're choosing to sway to something that is more for entertainment or something that isn't actually going to help you at all, like that's going to add up over time. So, what's up?
Is this side the one that goes north?
So I've learned that it kind of just it changes. So how I operate is like, you know, we're in Orem, so the one that's going that way is the one that's going to Provo, so I'm not hopping on that one. I just look at the direction it's going.
So it could be either track.
I think it will be this one, but I've also seen where it can kind of do whatever it wants. But yeah, the one that's going this way.
You know, I'm wondering, with it just sitting there, is that the front or the back? Can you tell me that?
I would guess the back, but I genuinely don't know. So,
Okay.
yeah, sorry, couldn't be more help. Yeah, this one, I'm assuming will be going this way. I'm heading to Draper. So, yeah.
Is that where you're going? You're going north?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's better to go north than south. You got it?
Yeah. going up. Yeah, rather than down. Yeah, she's a cool lady. She just wanted a little bit of help about the trains. I'm not the best help. We do what we can. Last night was a win. I think one thing that I've gotten into my head before is like when you get to a good flow of things, like, oh, we don't have enough time to make a difference at this point. It's like, well, you know, you still got a lot of time. Time compounds whatever you give it. So if you give your time a lot of focus, give God your best attention, I think we'll be okay. But I'm definitely one of those periods where I'm just kind of like, it's a little crazy. Like, I remember being like a kid and being ahead of the game with school and stuff. Right now in life, I don't feel ahead of the game at all. I've never been out of the country, so I have not visited India. No, I have not. So, but, you know, in the last, today's day 4 doing these, so like consistently anyway. The highest I've gone, I got to day 41 once. Life gets in the way, that's for sure, yeah.
Welcome aboard VTA Frontrunner. Here are a few tips to make the most of your trip.
Yeah.
Always remain behind the yellow line until the train comes to a complete stop. Allow passengers
Try
to
Malaysia at
before
first.
boarding.
That sounds good.
There are 6 doors to board and
That sounds
exit
good.
the train, so feel free to spread out.
Yeah, I was reading or listening to the Ed Milet podcast while I was running last night, and he was talking about how identity is like the strongest force in the world. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Thank you for riding VTA Frontrunner.
So, I don't know. Like, I have a lot of thoughts. Like, there's this movie theater I was planning to get a job at, and then I didn't go back. It's like, could I have gotten a job if I went back? Maybe. But at the same time, it's like, we can't go back in time anymore. I'll be heading out to do door-to-door soon, and at the end of the day, it's like, we want to get as many things flowing in our favor as possible, and trusting that doing really well in the here and now will be better than anything that has already happened. So, yeah. There was something else from the Ed Milet thing that I watched. He talked about, are you living from your wounds or your healing? I thought that was really good. So when I was going through a really rough time, I think I was living more from the wound. I was thinking more about what had happened, blah, 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 blah. That's not a very inspiring place to operate from. But if you're operating from your healing, from your dreams, from your goals, like that's a really good place to be. So thought that was interesting. It was a good mental shift. Like, am I focusing more on the past, or am I focusing more on like the good that's happening right now? I really genuinely feel right now like God is like kind of trying to like help me get to this new season, but it requires letting go of things that would hold you back. So, like with Paul, he had to completely turn his life around, or Saul completely turned his life around and then became Paul. But yeah, today hasn't really gone as I'd planned, but you know, at least we're doing this. So, and then sometimes things happen outside of our control. We have no real way to explain it. So we just, you know, do what you can. So that's really it. It's like I'd like for things to be farther along, but it's not going to happen like immediately. So, but I slept pretty well last night, so that was cool. It's pretty calm. Took a nice hot shower. I think that helped a whole lot, because I'd done all this running and then took that nice hot shower. That was helpful. So, but yeah, time's gonna fly by regardless, whether you're stressing or worrying or building the next big thing. It's gonna fly by either way. So, but yeah, give the best influences on you your best attention. That's how you're gonna get there. And obviously taking risks, obviously doing things that move you forward. Need tip, best application to make money in dollars. Any suggest? I'm very poor state. I mean, if you want tips, I mean, there's becoming a waiter. That doesn't sound like that's kind of what you're thinking about. I don't know. It depends on what you're good at, what you're willing to do. There's some things I don't really want to do. Like, I don't want to work at a home care facility. Nothing against them. I just don't want to do that. If you can get help from family, then that's also an option potentially. And then, of course, you have some other longer game things like Fiverr or Upwork. Yeah, I mean, starting a business, starting a Substack, if you can start a paid Substack. A lot of it is just like the beginning stages are pretty difficult with a lot of these things, but yeah, if you can get it going. I've been thinking a lot, like if you're thinking a lot about something, there's probably a reason for that. I've been thinking about how there's all these things I'm curious about that I'd want to write about. And I have a paid newsletter to do it. I just haven't really been posting on it. But if you like something, if you enjoy something, then chances are you can get other people that also like that thing. But, I mean, it also kind of depends on your age, too. But, yeah, I mean, if you can get started, like, if you're, like, 15, like, that's a completely different picture than if you're, like, 35. So... writer's block, I would say it's mostly stressing about just the day-to-day stuff, like the farther outcomes, like having to pay for rent and stuff like that. And I also have a paid newsletter a free newsletter I've been doing, so it's easy to put a lot of effort into that and to just kind of keep that going and think you're good instead of like building the thing that's actually gonna possibly get you farther along. And I had people that were wanting me to like make a video course on there, which I never did. So I don't know. Like, I was curious about like how does Wi-Fi work? I mean, I guess you could look these up, but I think it'd be fun to like write my own thing about it. Like a little extra content for people that would be willing to pay for it. So I've had people send like support for like on Venmo for my writings and podcasts before, so that's cool. Sounds like an idea. Couldn't write anything that's talent. Yeah, it's definitely an idea. And then you can connect it to like how it links to like connecting with God too. There's all these similarities and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of power in little micro bits of work. So, I mean, if you can do like 15 minutes, that seems like nothing, but like over a week, that's like an hour and a half-ish. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe when I'm doing door-to-door, I don't know. So I was planning on having my newsletter be written by other people while I'm in Chicago, but I have to get the infrastructure set up with that, and there's no infrastructure yet, so I got to get that going. And it's going to be difficult when you're starting out, so you have to, yeah. I was working on an email earlier today and a Google Doc thing, but like my brain was so loud, it was like, goodness gracious, please shut up. We just got to get this done, and once you get the things done, once you get things moving, I mean, the negative voices, the detracting voices tend to quiet down. But I don't know. You just got to keep going. Tomorrow will be better than today was, as long as I do what the title says, which is to give the best influences on you your best attention. So that's prayer, that's all these things that's gonna get you to where you want to be. So, but in any case, yeah. I'm glad that we woke up. I woke up before noon today. Yesterday, I slept in till past noon. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But oh man. Train's gonna be here decently soon. We'll probably hit the 30-minute mark, and then as we do, and now it's probably gonna like play some video games or do some writing or something to like make it. I realize that like if you can break something down, there's insane power when you can break the thing down into like more manageable chunks, more manageable things to do. So if like it's planning a party, it's like, okay, I'm gonna plan this whole party. It's like, well, that's, you could have that be one checkbox, or you could break it down to 10 checkboxes and be like, okay, we gotta get the water, or get the drinks, get the food, get the all these other things, right? That's gonna make it a lot easier on yourself. So I need to get better at that.
For the safety of all passengers, all skateboards, scooters, and bikes should be walked until you have exited the platform.
What's up, Ferris Bueller? I hope you're good, man. Yeah. So that's what a lot of this kind of boils down to. I made a podcast episode a while ago about the power of breaking things down. I probably need to give that one a listen. Maybe I'll listen to that on the train. But counting my blessings, we're been doing more running, so I'm getting in better shape for that. So that's awesome. But yeah, it's just gonna take time, friends. It's gonna take time. It's what we're showing up on here, trying to show up 365 days in a row. Look like I'm losing weight. I don't know. I mean, I'm really I kind of just stay around the same weight. I maintain weight pretty well. I've been around 180, 185 like forever. So the only way I can actually gain weight is if I bulk up and eat a ton of food. That's the only real way. So my metabolism is like no other. Like, you should see my dad. He eats a lot of food, and he's still like, he's skinny. So I'd rather not be skinny, but I've also been running a lot. So I mean, you know. But I'm pretty sure I burn hundreds of calories while I'm asleep, so is what it is. There's worse things. I'd rather have the metabolism thing than being like chronically overweight. Like, if it was like impossible to lose weight. I'm 6'5.5". I'm almost 6'6". So, but yeah. It would be good to gain weight. I've probably been doing like enough just to like maintain weight. But yeah, I haven't gone below 180 in a while. I've been around 180, 185 for literally like a year and a half, 2 years. So maybe there's points where you go higher, but I could eat a ton of food and I would not gain any weight from it. I have to actually like work for it. So but yeah, no, I think that was the nugget I needed from today, just breaking things down. Yeah, it is skinny. Yeah, it is very skinny. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not skinny. I'm definitely skinny. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm not losing weight. I'm just at the same weight I've been at. I think there's some things I wear that may look like I'm bigger, but like, yeah. I would like to gain more weight. That would be cool. But it would come down to doing a lot of lifting and a lot of eating, like a lot, like 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. So running's fun. I like running because it helps me with my ADHD a lot. It helps me get better with focusing. So, and you also get to see things, go places. Yeah, it's a good time. Feels good to be able to run like really fast. Symptoms of ADHD. Well, it's like either it's difficulty to switch focus is probably the biggest one. Like normal people can switch their focus pretty easily. ADHD, if you get focused on something, it's really difficult to switch focus. That can be great if you're working on something. If you're not, then yeah, it can turn to like look like a blob basically. Then there's, you know, having a lower dopamine threshold so you don't feel as much from different things. You feel chronically understimulated. So you have to have more stimulation than other people. Like for me, I have to have like a lot of the same thing to feel anywhere close to what others are feeling. So that's why when you do find something as ADHD that your brain really likes, then it's going to want to spend as much time with it as possible because there's so few things I can actually get dopamine from.
Here are a few tips to make the most of your trip.
So, I don't know. Dopamine's one of those crazy things, like the relaxing and whatever. The brain, not even something visible. But, yeah, there's a lot of different video games I can just get way sucked into and spend a lot of time with. But in general, like anybody is going to probably want to spend like their time doing a higher dopamine activity than a lower one. But with ADHD, you have to be really careful. Yeah, no, girls are interesting with ADHD because you can get caught up in their emotions and you get addicted to, you know, their emotions, their vibe. Yeah, so that can be really tough. You can get dopamine from a lot of things. I think a lot of the general consensus is making sure you're getting your dopamine from things that actually will bring you closer to your goals. Like if you're getting your dopamine from running or from work, that's pretty sustainable. If you're getting it from drugs or spending time with girls, like that's, yeah. You can rewire it. You can rewire your brain. Yeah. But I get attached pretty quickly, so it's probably a good thing that I haven't been in a relationship in a while. When I say a while, I say 4 years. That's a while. But I don't know. At the end of the day, like you have to make space for your inner child. You got to celebrate them. And yeah, give the best influences on you your best attention. Your time with God is always going to lead to better things. We haven't sold the apartment yet, so I don't know how that's going to work out. We're still preparing, but I really don't know. That's a good question. How's my inner child? Yeah, I think he's doing okay. He would have really liked for me to get things better set up for him, but he's kind of like, you know, we can still kind of work with this. I'm probably excited to play some video games later today. That'll be a good reward. Yeah, 6'5". Yeah, I'm 6'5.5". Maybe like 6'5 3/4. I'm pretty close to 6'6". We're not quite there though. So I played some basketball Tuesday night. That was super fun. Inner child really liked that. But yeah, the inner child likes to create, likes to explore, likes to feel safe. But yeah, if all you do is spoil the child, then that's not going to go well for you. And I think I'm guilty of doing that a decent amount instead of like making sure we've got the next day taken care of, we got rent taken care of, etc. but we do what we can. All right, well, I'm probably going to head out, but it was fun chatting with you guys real quick. Appreciate you. Yeah, the rest of the day, got to get some more sales stuff done and see if I can get some things done with that Google Doc with the writing. And, yeah, give myself some grace so I can get to a higher place. Have a good day or night, man. I appreciate that, Emmatron. I do. Yeah. God is good. It'll get better. Tomorrow will be day 5. As long as I get a good amount of rest tonight, I should be fine tomorrow. But just got to, yeah, keep it going day by day. Keep on rocking. Never stop. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. One day at a time. Take care, guys. See you. Never give up. Yep. I appreciate that. Yeah, it'd be really great if somebody could reach out about paying for my contract, but we trust in. Peace.